Dear Father Ugo, we never had the opportunity to meet you, but we have friends who told us about you, not so much in words but with their lives, showing us the path that you have traced. We would like to know you a little better because we have that same desire to help the needy and also because we are looking for meaning in our life. So we would like to ask you some questions. Can you tell us a little about your life?
I was born on January 26, 1924, in Polacca, a small town about 55 miles northeast of Milan, Italy. I come from a humble family, the second of 6 siblings. I grew up in a very religious environment. I remember praying the rosary every night around the fire pit with my mom. It was then when I heard a voice, "Come, Ugo, come with me. Leave everything, I'll make you my servant and priest." At the age of 9, my parents enrolled me and my brother Ferruccio into a Salesian college. That is where I fell in love with St. John Bosco's life. Don Bosco, the priest who laughs all the time, the cheerful priest who spends his days with the youth and beats everyone in running. After a few years, my brother and I decided to become Salesian priests. In 1940, my father went to fight in World War II, and we suffered the loss of our mother. During those years, we also suffered a lot from hunger. At 22, I got sick from bone tuberculosis, or Pott's disease. I was hospitalized for 4 years, and there I met a nun who later became like a second mother to me, Sister Carolina. I was in a very bad condition, so she gave me the money for a pilgrimage to the sanctuary of Lord. There, under the grotto, I felt moved and thought if I die here, I would die happy. I was healed right after the pilgrimage. On March 8, 1952, as if a reward for the illness, I was ordained as a priest. And 2 years later, I was sent to the Salesian house in Arese, the largest correction center for teenage boys in Italy at the time. I worked there for nearly 20 years. It was tough being with them. I remember what they used to say to me. "I don't care what you say, priest. Your sermons mean nothing to me." That was when I learned I had to take care and love them as if they were my own children. They took me out of the priest's vest and forced me to be real. In 1966, during the 19th chapter of the Salesian, I met my dear friend, Father Pedro Melesi, who was the Salesian ambassador for Latin America at the time. Father Pedro told me about the difficult situation, his struggle, and the loneliness he was experiencing, working in Boxareo, Brazil. I felt bad for him, and so I made a promise that I would go visit him. In those years, I was also in charge of the Salesian oratories, and I was used to taking the catechists for a summer camp in Valformazza every year. It was there during the camp when I turned to them my idea. Why don't we go to Brazil to help Father Pedro, who needs help? It was like throwing a lit match in the gasoline. And so OMG was born with a single rule: give your time away, working for free to help the needy. Years later, when I was 51, I became a missionary myself. I chose Chacas because the mountains surrounding it made me remember my own town in the Alps. Soon, I began to like it and enjoy that environment. Silence, close to nature and the people. It was like a new life for me. I learned the devotion from the people here. The altar screen in the church was a masterpiece, but partially destroyed from an earthquake some years before my arrival. Every day while praying in the church, I heard this voice, "Fix me." One day, after Mass, a widow with 7 children approached me asking for help. At that moment, an idea came to my mind. I can open a school where I can teach these kids how to fix the altar screen, so they will learn a trade and later they will be able to take care of themselves.
We heard you say that Operation Mato Grosso was born in your hands. You did not plan it, neither spent time thinking about it, but simply being around young people. What is OMG for you?
Operation Mato Grosso is very easy to understand because it was born in a very simple way, not with the idea to establish an organization, but just to live an adventurous summer trip to Brazil. Even its name is funny. It was taken from a James Bond movie that was popular at the time. I can sum it up in 4 points. Help the needy. There are people in need, have a bit of compassion and help them. Work. In order to help them, you must work. Nowadays, we have almost forgotten what physical work means. Give some sweat, dirty your hands. It is a source of joy. Friendship. Working together for the needy will make you discover real friendship. Being friends is not just a matter of liking each other, but it goes much deeper. When you share an ideal with someone, it is like walking together by the hands toward the same place. A confessionalità. It is an Italian word that literally means non-confessional, and you might think that means that OMG is open to anyone, no matter what your beliefs are or to what church you go. In part, this is true. We welcome everyone. But by that, I mean much more. It means to not lose your faith and so keep looking for the real meaning and purpose of life with your friends, working for the needy.
My name is Ebeth. I joined the first OMG group in the United States about 4 years ago. I was 14 years old when I started because Mateo started creating youth groups here in St. Clement. I was interested because I remember Mateo came to my school to show us a presentation of the work OMG had done over the years and how the missions collect money for the people in need. I knew I wanted to be part of the OMG group because my family and I would feed the poor almost every Sunday. At the time, I was only 13 and Mateo wanted 14 or older to help out. My parents told me to be patient, so as soon as I turned 14, we begged Mateo if my sister and I could join, and of course, he let us become part of the group. I was super shy when I met the group. I only knew a few of them because they went to St. Clement, but the rest were new faces. They were extremely welcoming. As months went by, we all got along and started to become more like family. We worked, we had dinner together, and played board games when dinner was over. We all shared amazing memories with each other. I always looked forward to every Friday because it was so much fun. After a couple years, Mateo went out to create new groups, such as the Pompeii group and Brady's group. Now Father Roger is in charge of the St. Clement group. There are about 20 of us. We meet every Friday and split into 2 groups. Each group cleans a warehouse. Joining the OMG group has shown me that hard work pays off. I've become an inspiration to my family, and my parents couldn't be any prouder of me. I love taking time out of my day to give back to the people in need.
My name is Moni. I joined the Pompeii OMG group 4 years ago. I was part of the confirmation at Pompeii, and Mateo was my catequista. One day after the confirmation, he invited us all to be part of this group. I really liked the idea, and so I joined. I started to become good friends with everyone in the group, and it was just a happy place for me. I do believe these people are my true friends because we're always helping each other and doing the things together to help the need. In the Pompeii group, we always meet every Wednesday and Friday to do work. On Saturdays, we organize for oratory, and on Sundays, we are catequistas doing the oratory with the young kids. I would actually like to continue my life helping others. This is something that I don't ever want to stop doing because I would truly feel incomplete, and I believe this is what makes me happy. And I hope that my group and everyone else sees how important this is for me. If it wasn't for the OMG group, I don't know what I would be doing with my life right now. And also, I would like to say that I'll be going to the mission.
My name is Brady, and I joined my OMG group 2 years ago. My friend Mateo invited me to help paint the parish office at St. Clement's. At the time, there was a group of young Italian volunteers here to help start the new groups. There was something different about these young people, how they lived their lives, and it felt infectious. They had a simple joy that I wanted a part of, so I stuck around. Our group, we call ourselves the Southwest Group because of where we usually work around Baltimore, is the oldest of the groups. We're mostly made up of college-age kids and older, and we meet 3 times a week, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Sometimes it's difficult to give up so much of my time, and I'd be lying if I said I was always excited to work. But the friendships that I have made have become such an important part of my life. My friends here always push me to keep working and to give up more of my time because they know, like I do now, that it's for something important. This June, I'll be starting a new part of this adventure. I'll be going with Monica to Peru to volunteer with the missions. Like I said, we like what we do, but sometimes we're a little afraid, too. Looking at the world around us, it seems that almost everyone else is going the opposite direction we are going. The culture and the world in which we grow up push us to think about ourselves, our future. Helping others is okay, but you have to put some limits. This is what we're told. What do you think of this world?
My first recommendation is to be shrewd, as I like to say, constantly smelling the air around you. This recommendation passes from friend to friend, and it will make you scream, "This world stinks!" The world nowadays smells all about science and progress, speed, virtuality, comfort, richness, knowledge. Everything revolves around these words. Behind the screen, there is a hell of violence, loneliness, and lies. You can call it the hell of nothing. This world will save nothing of what we care about the most. It will save none of the ideals, nor goodness, nor generosity, nor silence, nor friendship, and nor even love. I am terrified. I am suffering when I realize that they want to eliminate God. Refusing God is no longer a crime, but it became the truth of the man who progresses. The more we advance, the more we sink into the night of nothing.
One last question, the most important and difficult one, I guess. But please tell us the truth. Do not trick us. Is it really worth living a life by giving up everything for others?
To this question, my dear friend, I cannot answer. Only you, with your life, can answer this question. I spent all my life in this way, and I can tell you that was a great adventure, which has led me to desire God more and above anything else. Here is all my life spent looking for Him. Now it is your turn. Do not forget that OMG was born by young people and must be in your hands. You must feel free to do, undo, change things forever. This is the OMG spirit, and it will stay alive in the hearts of the people, in the heart of each one of you. Dear young people, be always good, optimistic, and shrewd. If you will love others, you will never lack anything. The secret of happiness is to love. Give your things away, your time, and forgive. Never worry about yourself. Instead, take care of others. You must always say, "I'll do it." I assure you that if you will love others, you will never lack anything. Yours always, Ugo.